Morning, Anthony. We're about to go live. We're live now,
No, happy Friday.
right after your yawn. I'm tired too. I had a great day. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone.
Since you had a great day, you start. How you been doing?
I've been doing great. I took some time off from work. Such incompetency. Um, and I went out today. I went and hung out with my aunt Myra, and I had oysters. I love oysters. At Fair Restaurant, we did like a happy hour. Hey Ladonna, happy Friday, love you too. And this is her first time eating oysters, and she didn't like them. I love oysters, and like we had a good time. So we hung out, and I got some sun. I'd be working from home. It's amazing. It's beautiful. I love it. But the other thing is, in the wintertime, it's the best. In the summertime, it's not because you never go outside your house. And by the time you're home, you, you're off, you're home. So you don't have to leave outside the house to get home. So you tend to just stay in the house. So I've missed so much sun. I used to be darker than this in the summer. And I was like, and just missing the days and it just be so nice out and I missed it. And I was like, I have to take some time off to enjoy the sun in the summer. I was supposed to go to a dance party tonight, but I don't read. So I had the wrong date, but I'll be there another night. Um, so yeah, I'm glad I have a 4-day weekend. Um, hopefully I'll be done this project in another week. And yeah, that's why I'm smiling because I got some sun in my oysters. And I had 2 drinks. That makes you smile sometimes too. That's probably why I'm hot. How was your weekend? I mean, your day, your week. Oh, I need some of this.
It all feels the same. One long ass
Oh, I
day.
keep forgetting. I shouldn't have asked that. You.
Yeah, I just been at work since the
Yeah.
last time and the time before that.
Yeah, you've
I
been
am
working
on.
straight.
Tomorrow will be 21 straight days, and I've got at least 14 more to go.
I don't think I ever worked 21 days in my life. I used to get fired at the 19th day. Oh my gosh. And I thought I was doing well with the months that I put in.
I'm just, yeah, so I feel like Bill Murray. It's Groundhog Day every day. I just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Oh,
But Friday, this is different.
this
Yay!
is different. Yay, we bring joy to Ed on a Friday. Look at that, people.
And 2 hours after this show,
Let's
go to work.
I applaud you because I
That's stupidity. Don't do that.
I mean I could never. They could say, "Hey, you ain't gonna ever have nothing left in your life," and I'm like, "I'm good with that." Cause I'll be darned if I'll be darned. Cause I think no, I know, not I think I know I would have fought someone badly, prison time badly, because I wouldn't like. I just wouldn't be able to do it. I left a job one time because I was hungover and it was a good job. And I was like, I ain't doing this. I left another job before because I was supposed to have a party that night and then they didn't let me off. And I was like, I ain't doing this. And I had bills to pay, I had rent to pay. But I was like, I ain't doing this because I got a party to go to. I'm just not a good person at times. Um, so let's get into it today. We'll be talking about you.
I have no
gonna
idea.
push this stuff up.
There you go.
Men in plastic surgery.
I told my friends about 10 years ago I wanted to start a men's makeup line, and they laughed. And I said, I don't want to
You
wear
should
this
have
stuff.
done it.
I said, I don't want to wear the stuff. I said, but I see where everything is going. And all these men want to be women lately. That's when the whole metrosexual stuff
It
all
was.
started.
Hold on, I had a friend.
And I was like,
He
I
used
can
to
mix
shave
them.
all the body hair off his body.
See a swimmer
All
or
of
a
it.
dancer?
No, he's an artist, but he would shave all of his hair off his body. He was light skinned too, so I guess it was cool because he probably had really dark hair. He was when I say light skinned, I'm talking about people that look lighter than this. I'm light skinned, but I'm considered brown skin in some places. He could never be brown skin. He was like high yellow. He wasn't red bone, high yellow. Anthony told me the difference between red bone and high yellow.
Let's not go there because that's just my interpretation
But it
of
made
the
sense.
stereotypes that.
It's not a stereotype. Some people be reddish boned and some people be yellow. And high yellow. Like I could be considered yellow, but I'm brown yellow. But it's some people who are high yellow, like high noon. And then it's like some people are red bone where you be like, oh. And when you explained to me, I said, oh, yup. So what was a red bone?
Nope.
You don't want to go into it?
Nope.
I forget who you told me was a red bone, who was high yellow. And so if you are high yellow, you high yellow. If you red bone, you red bone. I'm light skin, sometimes brown skin, sometimes light skin, whatever. I don't know. That's what I am. I'm not. So what were you saying? I jumped in there about the metrosexual thing.
I was saying I thought I had a lane there where I could have.
You could have made it. You could.
I see all these men with their nails painted now and carrying handbags.
And they wear makeup too.
I'm like, yeah, I could have sold the shit.
They wear makeup and they wear skincare products and everything else. And I'm not saying you don't take care of your skin, but that's what you eat food for.
I'm like, okay, maybe I'm stupid.
Well, yes, you are. But they should not have laughed at you. You're not stupid. No. But yeah, that would have been a great idea.
You retarded.
She's retarded. Watch it in the heat of the night. I gotta find the episode. It's hilarious. I showed my eye today. It makes me laugh so much. But she's retarded. It's so good. Yeah, you would have made it because men are getting pec implants. That's lazy and it's disgusting. They're getting calf implants. This is what I first heard of. This is years ago. People were getting calf implants. Just do upsies with your toes. That's what we used to do when we played ball, so we'd be able to. You have good calves because Anthony used to be a track star. He was a track star. He's a runner. Isn't that song? I'm a runner. She's a runner. She's a track star.
Yeah, she.
I used to be a track star. I'm kind of still a track star. That's a bad habit. Gotta get out of it. But calf implants.
Why?
Just the ups. But now men are getting lengthening to their legs to be taller. And I'm not a short man, so I don't understand that disability that they feel. I particularly enjoy a short man. I think they're the bee's knees and the knees bees. And I'm 5'10", and I'll walk around with a 5-foot man with my heels on and make me 6'1", and we gonna hold hands. It'll be like this a little bit, be like that a lot. And you hug my knees if you want to. I love it. But short men have issues with being short because a lot of women just want tall, dark, and handsome. That idea. And they don't really talk to short men. And Philly is full of short men. It's so many short people in Philly, short men that's in Philly more than tall. Or maybe I'll only look at the short ones because I don't look at the tall ones. Yuck. Then it was they're doing the pecs, the hair implants.
No, that was first. That was before the calves.
But it was different than what they're doing now. They're getting beards, they're getting shape ups, they're getting the locks, they're getting waves. It was toupees at one time. But what they're doing now is totally different than the toupee. Hair extension. They're getting what's the world we having with the stuff and you gotta cut the thing here? What is it called? Like plaster? Not plaster wigs, lace front wigs. So they're getting lace front wigs for men. Oh. Men, y'all gotta stay fathers in y'all kids' lives because when you let women take over, that's when you get men that want to wear lace fronts. Because and it's not the fault of a woman; it's just because what they see.
But if that's who the men are now, and then they get married, they raise their kids. How they gonna raise their kids?
Oh no! Don't marry those people with lace fronts because they're gonna make it worse.
It's a lost cause either way.
But maybe it's gotta change back. But now they're getting and pec implants. It's like go to the gym or just don't have them. I love a thick man too.
Short and round.
Because you got something to put your head on. I'm skinny, so like you have something to put your head on, and you go like this, and it moves, and it's like a ocean sound. It puts you to sleep because like in the ocean sounds like. But when you go like this, and it's like it's like so comforting to me.
Mhm.
But now men are getting penis girth enlargements. They get the length of things, longer things. I don't know how to say it. They get it big longer too, but that costs more. Oh my gosh, what did they do? They put a piece in there?
I don't know.
Because it's not a bone, it's cartilage, right? But you can break a penis. Not that I know. Not that I don't know. Let's put allegedly up here.
Oh, you can break what?
Yeah. But it's not a bone in there, right?
No.
It's cartilage.
Mhm.
So do you take cartilage and you
I don't know. I don't know what the hell I do.
Oh.
And I'm sure it don't feel right for the man. Like I'm sure it takes some feeling out of it.
Like what if you only feel on the half part and then you feel the tip, but this part you don't feel
that? That's how I was
like,
thinking.
can you move past that part? Just don't feel that. But now it's a surgeon in Texas who I heard done over 2,500 plastic surgeries on men. And the penis thing been out for men forever? Oh, goodness. Or you talking about the hair, LaDonna? I know the hair has been toupees, but it has not been no shape up waves and no locks and no braids and stuff. Shamar Moore used to, Tyler Perry. Yeah, you're right. But they have this thing where you go in and they have different size cones for the men to decide on how big, how girthier they would like their penis to be. And what they're doing is they're putting injections, fillers. And isn't fillers for your like lips and women do for their lips and their cheeks and stuff? Or chin, I don't know. But they're putting fillers in the men's penises. Oh, I know about the machine like thing. I used to sell that on my infomercials when I had that job for the infomercials. And the old man, he tried to buy the penis machine and like that. And then he wanted the extra pills to it. And then like, cause you can upsell when I worked at this job. And every time you upsell, you get an extra $1 for whatever you upsell. So if you upsell with pills, you upsell with the bands and stuff. But the old man, he was old and he was in Florida. I almost remember his name. And he was on his pension, like his Social Security couldn't pay. If he bought this thing, he wouldn't have enough money to pay for his Social Security for the rest of the month. But I guess he didn't care because men would be like, I want to do it. Mm-hmm. And I just kept saying, no, sir, just get this part. And they heard me on the phone. It was like, you can't tell people no to buy stuff. And I was like, but he's not fair to eat. And I just felt bad. So I had to leave that job. I have morals. My own morals. Not saying that somebody else shouldn't do that. If he wants to spend his money, he wants to spend it. But I felt bad for the man. But it's cost between $6,000 and $12,000 to get this penis girth current penis. So it doesn't elongate it, but it makes it bigger, fatter, and it lasts up to 3 years.
Then they gotta go back.
Yeah, you gotta get some more fillers in there. Men,
it's Botox.
Yeah, just do. Oh, Botox make it look. Oh, it make it like.
Just be hard all the time.
But I bet men Botox their balls because men balls start to sag a little when they get older. So I guess they Botox it so their balls can look like this and sit up more. Wow. Men, it's okay. Just be yourself. Truly, be yourself. Women, okay, like how women get this stuff done and they be like, oh, men want like this. Yes, men may want fit butt in a sense, but eventually they want a real body because I hear a lot of men like this stuff don't jiggle right, it don't lay right, it don't feel right. It's interesting in the beginning because it's like, wow, I never saw this.
It's aesthetically pleasing, but it's not fun to play with.
Okay. He's a man. He said it. So for the most part, a man would enjoy a natural woman. And so you don't have to do all that stuff. But if they see a visual thing that is going to entice them, because they're just visual people, they'll go with it. But it's not something that they're like, this is it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of men want your boobs to fall to the side. And they don't want it to sit like this. Because they're like, why it ain't falling to the side when you move?
Why it ain't moving?
Yeah, move. So women really don't care about men's bodies. Like, smell good, take care of the household, pay the bills, lift me up sometimes or not. Just saying, it really don't matter what you be a kind. Your handsomeness, we don't want, like, we see something people we're attracted to, but your handsomeness gets better as the things that you do for us, and like how you make us feel and how protected we feel. You get more handsomer and handsomer. For a woman, that's for a woman to a man. That's for what I know about a woman. But I don't have a lot of women friends, so I don't have these conversations. I only talk to men, so I know what men say about conversations, but not women. But I would think that's what it is. They're not looking at somebody as like, oh, he has to be the handsomest. It's like, hey, can you take care of me and provide for me? Men, just let it be, unless you have a belly button penis. That right there needs help. That right there should be covered by the insurance company, because you can't live with that. And like, you should get a therapist, because you would have to figure out how can you go through your days disabled. Yeah. Oh, that's sad. But there's a doctor in Texas to help you out. And if that was the case, I don't want to do anything with you. I'm just saying you should go to the doctor in Texas and get that taken care of if you have a belly button penis, because I don't like you. I guess. All right. Well, since we're talking about men, there was a comment. I think Stephen A. Smith was he has his own show, right?
It's like a podcast.
It's like a podcast, but nobody's interested in him like that. In that way, he should just do Sports Smith. But anyway, he was arguing back and forth, bringing a point where a man said that a man should never last more than 11 minutes when having sex with a woman.
And what was his reasoning behind that?
He said it's just too long. And the other thing is because you have things to do. That's metrosexual, right? I'll say that. So what is your take on that? What do you think? Like,
it depends on the person, the experience,
and the time of day and things. But like, not just like a quick, like 11 minutes would be considered a quickie.
I would think.
But do you think that's an accurate amount of time?
I never said that was a good time because it was long.
Wait,
or
15 minutes.
Or that was a bad time because it was short. No, I've never. In my head, it's been quality, not quality of time or quantity of time.
I would say quantity plus quality.
I mean, but like,
it's amazing.
But like.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna say that. Would you prefer, if you're at your best and everything's great, to go 45 minutes? We'll say that's the base. 30. We'll say 30 minutes.
25.
Oh, 5. No, let's say 30, because 30 is that's an average time.
That's a TV show.
Yeah. So 30 minutes, or would you prefer to go 3 hours? All right, 30 minutes to 2 hours. I say 2 hours. Which would you prefer? Everything's great. Everything's amazing.
Everything's amazing.
Working right. Everybody's energetic. Everybody's stretched out. No hamstring pulls. Everybody's hydrated and fed.
When you say 2 hours, I start to think like him. Like, damn, there's other shit to do in the day.
No. Oh my gosh.
I'm not saying no. I'm just.
Well, you answer.
It's fun. No, I don't know. I don't want to, but I don't want to do it 2 hours every time I do it.
But it's so great.
You do it 2 hours every time you do it?
It would be nice. 4. I mean, but unless you're doing more times a day. But like if you do 3 times a day, of course you can't do it that much because it's not enough time in a day.
Yeah, that's 6
but
hours.
But if you like, all right, if you're doing 3 times a day, and 2 of those times, one is an 11-minute, one is a 30-minute, the other one could be a 4-hour one because it's nighttime.
That's still around the same amount of time as doing it 2 hours.
Well, you just lose sleep then. Just cutting in your sleep. It's Like, because you can have your food right there. Y'all take a
But
break
no,
and then go
but
back
that,
into
he
it.
ain't talking about going to break. He talking about sex straight through. I thought.
Well, I would say that is straight through because you don't
No.
necessarily have to take anything out. You just reach for the water and y'all.
You said water and food is something.
Oh no,
you're eating a
food
meal.
could be in, but that can then be included in it. That's amazing. Yes.
Why? Nah, I'm good.
Oh, that's so great. A
No.
burger and some fries.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
Not wow. No.
Because everybody's in a certain position where they can eat at that time. It's possible to eat. So if you're able to,
maybe.
Okay, missionary.
No, but if you have an order,
Unless people are eating, but one person can eat. Cowgirl, you can eat.
Yeah.
Doggy style, you can, both of you can eat because you can put the food on her back and you can eat, and then the other person can eat too. Try it, people.
You're
and
weird.
I mean, not like, I just want some chocolate and want some fruit and stuff. Make yourself a burger and some fries, some potato salad. Don't do greens because it be slurping everywhere. Spaghetti too. You gotta get something solid that doesn't trip everywhere when you do it. Because you be hungry anyway after you burning the energy off. And I'm skinny.
You can't do one thing then the other?
No, it's so much better because you don't have to stop. You can just eat.
You're weird.
It's amazing. Just make sure there's no dressing or anything hot, because open places.
Don't you carry cayenne pepper with you? Don't you put that on everything?
But a burger is not gonna mess up, and neither are fries, and neither would like potato salad or yams. Not that great, but yams can be an added addition to it too. Got honey and then sugar, or whatever you put it. But no, hours and hours. Hey, it's like women get to a certain age, and I'm at that certain age where hours and hours is great. But I'm not gonna go too deep in my history. But they say that men and women change at a certain period. Men are a little less active, or women are more wanting of, or have sensual or
it's a little
sexual.
of both, from what I understand.
What? Explain it.
Like, as men get older, like, they've been chasing sex since their adolescence at every chance they could get. Mm-hmm. And once you start getting it on a regular basis and everything else, you don't have to chase as hard. So it's not that same big deal that it was. And then for some reason, what I understand is as women get older, they want more. They just want more.
Yeah. But men not wanting what they usually get, but they just not as wanting.
It's just, you get tired of that chase after a while. I mean, if it's there, I'm gonna take it all the time.
We don't have a chase after this.
Yeah.
That's what it could be. But even if you're like in a household, a relationship,
if you're in a relationship, that's different. Yeah, I think you should be.
Yeah, you should be able to be all in, all the time. Well, 11 minutes, quickie, 3 hours, not average, but great. We can't meet in between because I'm for the 3-4 hours, right, LaDonna? And eating food, hamburgers, French fries, quarter pound of milkshake, fillet of fish, quarter pound of French fry, icy cold milkshake, bounce. Like, it could be all that. Okay, let's get off of the men's and let's talk about Boosie, my homie. I like Boosie, and it's another rapper that I just heard of, and I like him. His name is Big Boobie, a big dude. He's a young guy from Memphis. I'm not a fan of his music, but I'm a fan of him as a person, and I think I'm proud to see that there are people in this field that are being respected by others at their age, and they're talking about the way they talk. They're talking about being positive and growing people in their neighborhood. He was a very positive person. So I enjoy him. Check him out, Big Boobie, or Big Dude, I believe, from Memphis. But Boosie for his child like a nice. It wasn't like a Range Rover. I'm saying Range Rover. It was a I don't know, a big SUV truck or truck that he bought her for her 17th birthday. But the mother decided to put Boosie on child support. Yeah, on child support. I guess he's never been on child support with the child, but decided to put him on child support. So Boosie took the car back.
Took the car from his child, though?
Yes. What you think about that?
That's his choice.
I don't blame him.
When you was first telling me the story, I thought he took back a car he bought the child's mother, but
the child. And I know it's a little messed up, but from what I understand and from what I hear from Boosie kids, he takes care of them. He gives them money. And not only just gives them money when they come to work, to come to stay with him, they all come to stay with him in the summer. He pays them and makes them work for him. So he gives them, he said, like a couple of bands, like $10,000-$15,000 throughout the summer, each of them, based off the work that they do. So they can have their own money. Because he wants them to be able to know about financial wealth and everything else. But he also takes care of his children and make sure they don't want for anything. And all his other children have said that. So it's not as if it's like he's just saying it, because men do that too sometimes. So if he bought the girl this truck, I doubt that he has her living in this situation. Maybe not giving the mother money to be all in mansions and stuff where he lives, but not in a situation where that truck can get broken into. So she never had him on child support. The child is 17.
Like, I don't need the whole story. If you're taking care of your child, you don't need to be on child support. That's just how I feel about it. Like, as long as you're taking care of the child, then you don't need to be.
So a lot of.
And I like, one of the things I told my baby mom, she said that one time, I said, well, look, I know how that shit works based on the people I know.
It's horrible. And
if I pay $1 over, then technically I'm violating. Like, if I pay $1 under, technically I'm violating.
They're trying to put them in
So
jail.
you will never see $1 more than the court orders. As of right now, call me. My daughter needs it. She got it. Or if I know she needs it and you don't call me, she got it. But
now, I don't agree with child support. And I have had both of my children's fathers on child support. The first one put himself on child support while I was sitting there. And I said, no, what are you doing? No. And that's probably why not probably why we're married. That's when I said, oh, we're not going to be married anymore. There's nothing wrong with him. Not saying anything is wrong with him. He's a good person. He's a person. And he has a lot of good qualities about him. But that quality or thing he did that day made me say we're not going to be married anymore. Because what person we elect, it just wasn't smart. So, and did that and still wasn't paying it. Or we're not even get into that because this is people who are watching everywhere. We won't get into that. The second one I put on because it was a reason I put them on. And it wasn't because I needed it or did all the stuff. We're not even going to get out there. Let me just take all that back. Leave these men alone because they leaving me alone. And we're going to have it like that. Good people. I mean, people with good qualities. Let's just say that. But definitely do not agree with doing a child support thing. From what I know about the system, it is a system to just keep you in there forever. I can't understand how a man can owe $50,000 in child support when people barely make $50,000 in their lifetime. I mean, for real, the average.
Not 50,000.
But I would say the average income for especially Black people is $17,000 a year.
That's ridiculous.
That's the average.
The average across the nation, yeah.
Only for Black people, though. Yeah. So if that's the average, and we're looking at that, $50,000 for a child is kind of like, that's impossible, right?
3 to 5 years.
But no, you giving them the whole 17,000. I'm saying even if you went to a third of that, it's still impossible for it to get up to that in 2, 3, like you said, 4 years, and then the person goes to jail, and then they have them working in jail, and you get the money from the work. It's just a system that is horrible. You know, you can hang people out windows. That don't cost nothing. Not saying you should do that allegedly, ankles broke, knees. And I'm not saying that's what you do, but it's other ways that you can get this taken care of, or just nix it. Do what you gotta do. Papa's maybe, mother's baby, papa's maybe. And whatever they gonna do is whatever they're gonna do. You gotta choose better for yourself, or whatever you suffer the consequences that you have to come through. There are other times where there are people who get a lot of money in child support and the men just pay or take care of what it is because they would do it and would do it any other way. I don't know. I just don't like the child support system. It sucks. But I don't blame Boosie for taking that car back. What are we talking about next? Might as well talk about the yellow freight workers losing their pension.
That's crazy.
So the yellow freight workers is the largest freight worker union in
they're in
the country,
Teamsters.
basically. Yeah. And they're basically being told because their company owes $700 million in PPA loans,
And
pandemic stuff, and like $500 million or something else, that their pensions are going to be gone. And they already stopped paying into their pensions since June 15th or something like that, or July 15th. And they revisiting these things later, but it looks as though they're going to lose their pensions. 30 years working for someone.
And I'm tell you, your pension ain't there. Or you should be freshly retired or retired, and I'm like, all right, we're cutting your check off. That's ridiculous.
30 years working at a place is baffling to me. I understand people do it. Everybody does it.
I got 26 in.
Oh, okay, lightheaded. I'm still not back yet. I got the longest I stayed at a job was 2.5 years. 2.5, 3 years. 3 years. I'm proud of that. I think that was the longest time I was in a relationship to 3 years. Technically it wasn't. I just like to say we were because we kind of was, but I'm a 3-year person. Yes, LaDonna. Back to the child support, the men who go to jail for years and find out the child's not theirs because you can put a man's name on the birth certificate and it doesn't matter. Even if they find out it's not yours, if you don't go to court to get your name taken off of child support, you still owe. And then the money that you owed in arrears, you still owe.
Somebody got to pay that back.
It's ridiculous. But the freight workers, back to the freight workers, what would you? I said, if I was in any company, I remember one time somebody wasn't going to pay me for an acting gig, and I started unplugging the speaker. I said, well, all right, well, this looked like something that I take. He said, what you doing now? I said, because this until you get me my money, I'm gonna hold on to this or not hold on to it, but I'm gonna get my money some kind of way. I would have been unscrewing those machines, and I would have been writing somebody in Arabia. It's not Arabia no more. What is it called now? Middle East. I would have sold that. Somebody in the hood needed that, would knew somebody can buy the freight machine computer or something. I would not have, because that would have been my last day being, and you telling me I'm not gonna get my pension, or there's a question about me getting my pension. We don't need to have questions about that at all, because while you questioning it, I'm taking this whole computer system with me, and I'm taking the tracks off of the machines that they need to use, because somebody gonna make something out of this. And I'm not working no more until we figure this out. How would you feel if there's something that you worked into or worked and was supposed to get these people?
There's going to be major consequences to pay.
Repercussions.
However, I can do it. Because I mean, you just took my future away from me. After taking my work away from me, I gave you all this fucking work, and now I can't retire.
Yeah, I must have to continue to work forever.
I'm going to have to work forever now? Because y'all screwed up money? Because y'all got greedy on the front end?
I'll be in somebody's living room like, hey, excuse me, you trespassing. Don't go on my refrigerator and leave those keys to the car. I wish you would come in my house, because it's my house now. And my name on your bank account. Dual signatures. That's when, no, I can't say that because it's the internet. But that's when people need to be dealt with. Because you stole something from me, and thieves should be dealt with. cut hands off. I don't know. That's what they do in other countries. Not saying we do that here, but I'm not opposed to it. They buy black boys sell hands and body parts. No, but I know it seems like there's a pattern going on in this country where they're feigning this idea that they don't have the money to pay these things out, because I truly don't believe that
they already pocketed it, so it's already moved to their bank account where it's safe. So if the company goes bankrupt, I'm still
yeah, that's what usually happens. Trump knows about that, but
yeah, so that's basically what it is. The money wasn't used properly, so the government wants it back.
But it's
y'all haven't
from
made
the company.
Y'all made it back, but y'all did stock buybacks and put other money away for yourself and shit like that. So now you don't have the money to correctly run the business and have the business. So fuck it, I'll let the business go bankrupt.
It's not gonna do anything for me. That's the great thing about business in
because
this
I
country.
can
You
go
do that.
buy
It's
another
wrong,
one.
right. And just have another LLC like HBO Go, HBO Now, and all that. They call that.
It's just Max now.
Yeah, actually Max.
And it ain't even Cinemax, just Max.
Mm-hmm. So
I know it's right.
Oh, you had to go upstairs. No, it's something right there in front of the TV. But what I'm saying, the pattern is that they're interchanging people with automatics, because technically you just need AI can take care of most of that, and you just have a manager over it. I don't think they should take care of that, because a lot of incidents may happen because a computer is
what I'm saying is you may have to go that way, but what you want to do is not steal my pension.
Oh, because I'm taking the computer.
Yeah, if we're going,
I'm having AI in my house.
If you're going that way, you're going to still pay me out.
Yeah. So I've seen that. You see that with the writers' strike. You see that with the actors' strike. You see that where they are, how the writers and actors on strike, but the directors are not. That should tell you something right there. We don't need the writers. We don't need the actors, because we have somebody that's going to direct whatever we choose, AI choose or writes, or that the character it is. That's a little weird right there. And for freight workers, I've heard this maybe about a year or two ago, how they were automating the systems, where everything is just a computer basically doing things. And even though it seems like that's all it is, just doing things, you still need people. You still need people, because there are always issues. You need less of them,
but you're still going to need people.
Yeah, so
and more qualified people, which this country is turning out less and less of.
Yeah, because they can't even read. So I'm seeing that now. Blue collar workers, what they call them, like essential workers, won't be needed anymore, because those will be taken care of by robots. Isn't there a robot in some market that asks you what you need and stuff like that?
Philly ain't ready for that. You know what we'll do to it.
We're gonna beat it up and graffiti on it. But I mean, when you have something like that that's asking you what you want, you don't need that extra person who's a salesperson on the floor. Because people can go find it for themselves. And when you have things where you know the account of everything because it's in this computer system, and you know that this needs to be put out, you don't need anybody
like the fully automated McDonald's and the fully automated. Like they're trying to do a Walmart that way, and Amazon is that for the most part.
In Rite Aid, like you have one cashier and they have all these different self checkouts that you have to do. I'm tired of self checkout, and now in the food and the money and stuff is still, the stuff is more expensive, and I gotta bring my own bag because y'all charging us for bags, so we gotta bring. I don't like to bag my own groceries. It used to be a bagger. I don't like it. So it just looks like they're going. I'm surprised people have unions still. Is some using unions are still around?
The government, for the most part, is trying to get a big part of the government is trying to phase out all unions.
Oh, talking about government, DeSantis just did something. Oh my gosh, what did he do? He just said, he changed the law. He passed. I don't know if it passed or not. DeSantis. That's not sanctimonious. That's DeSantis. Satan.
That's the boy in Florida.
Okay, he made it okay. He's pushing a bill or a pass for them to be able to carry guns without registering, without having any gun training or mental health backgrounds. Just anybody can get a gun.
That was the same thing that happened. It already happened in Texas, and he's doing that too. Yeah. So basically, it's just Wild Wild West. And even then, you weren't allowed to open. Everybody wasn't allowed to open carry. If you walked into a certain town, they'd be like, "No, check your guns here."
Yeah.
But no, it's all the retards. You can't give all the retards.
But then
guns.
if the other people are not,
because every argument turns into a shootout. It's who pulled it out first. That's all it comes down. Yeah, it will,
and a lot of people need to.
But it just makes everything unsafe
It's
for everybody.
It's unsafe for everybody else.
Yeah, for everybody who's
unless
not
you have
involved
sniper training, because then you can just snipe them. Is that a spider yet? No, it's a mosquito. Stay still.
Don't you hit me. No, you got
him.
You touch me.
I don't know if it's on me in that. If it is, it's on my leg now. But I kind of like, okay, it'll be cool. But then also, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of slow people out here nowadays. I went downtown and I looked at I saw a majority slow people. Then I saw normal people. And when I say slow people, I mean, I mean people who you can see in their eyes where they just were not present or there or knowing something was just not good. Like,
that's just the fentanyl. It's all over this city.
It may be the drugs and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, it was just zombie-ish all over. And it's just going to get worse. So if these people are able to carry guns, just stay in the house for like 3 months. They'll take care of each other. I don't know. But DeSantis, he thinks he's Trump, but he's a bad Trump. He's not the good Trump. And speaking of Trump, do you have any news on Trump?
He's getting indicted again. They dropped some more papers on him.
What is he getting indicted for this time?
Finally, January 6th.
Oh, now January 6th.
Now January 6th.
They just throwing anything and everything at this man. That's what we should look at. Because he should have been
indicted
for this. But okay. But he should have been indicted for this early on. So now it looks like a witch hunt. Like everything is just like this.
At this point, I think we found a witch. If y'all call it a witch hunt one more time.
He's a warlock.
We done found a witch at this point. Y'all keep calling it a witch hunt. I'm ready to dunk the motherfucker.
Was he not trying to push back the thing into elections or something?
He was trying to. The judge threw that up. It's like, no.
Man, I would just love to see him get elected and then get put in jail and be president from jail. Like, that would be so cool.
They would let the vice president, whoever that'll be, take over until he gets out. If he gets out during his term.
But you can run from jail.
You can run, you can win, but you can't govern.
But if you win, can't you change the laws?
You can pardon yourself and then be free.
Yeah, so that's would have been great. That would have been such great news and such great TV. All right.
Look, all I'm going to say is history tends to repeat itself when you don't learn from it. And there was a guy like this in the past who went to jail for 5 years, then came out and started World War II. I'm just saying.
Wasn't it? That was the H guy?
Yeah.
That's what happened. They put him in jail.
They put him in jail for trying a coup.
That's right. He did try a coup.
They put him in jail for 5 years. He wrote his biography. Mein Kampf. And then
that's right.
He got out.
Vegetarian.
And then he got out.
Like Bush.
And those same fanatics that were following him, he took them.
Oh, yes.
Took over his country and started World War II. I'm just saying, history tends to repeat itself if you don't learn from it. So locking him up will not be the end.
So would he create war outside of this country or inside of this country?
Well, it starts with him taking over this country, so it has to be here first, and then it'll spread.
Interesting.
As he takes over Mexico and Canada, like they're Poland.
Interesting. That would be really interesting to see.
I'm just saying. We don't tend to learn until it's too late.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
And I mean, if they was going to prosecute him hard, they should have.
If
they slap him on the wrist, that's what we're going. That's what we're headed towards.
Yeah, and I would just be glad that people see what the country is really about, and start following behind his pattern, and you won't go to jail, and you won't pay taxes.
You got to already be a millionaire here.
I don't know, start investigating how he does those things, because it applies to everyone. It's part of the laws that apply to everyone. So if you're
But
able to follow those laws,
but it's one of
some
those
taxes as well.
Yeah, I'm talking, but those are those laws. They choose who they enforce it on.
Yeah, and I don't care if we follow the law or not. We got this kind of color, and they just gonna change them or not, and just like you can't tear those laws, Blackie.
Yeah, that wasn't for you.
That wasn't for you.
You are not all
you're not
people.
a whole person. Yeah, you're right. Don't try it, Black people. Just take your ball and go home and make something different, and don't let them in. But Trump,
take it later.
But no, that's not true. That's the idea that we have, that they keep taking stuff because there was so many other places that they weren't able to take. They just put a highway through it, but they weren't.
Took it.
But
they took it literally. Then
we have to figure out how to play the game or get rid of them. I mean, can't say that online. Do a Queen Nani from Haiti. That's all I can say online. Look it up. Look her up. Wonderful lady. But Trump did say something that this is the first thing he said that was something that I could agree with. He was in a press conference or something with some lady, and she said, well, who are you for, Trump, Russia or Ukraine? And what he did say, he said, I'm for people not dying. Whether it was a political stance that he said, but I really truly believe he really meant that. And that was something that
I think that's
most
a smart
politicians,
answer.
but most politicians, they would have to, well, of course they would say Russia should do this and this. I think that was a great answer. And he said that if it was up to him and he was in office, he'll have it done within 24 hours. And I totally believe that.
Did he feel that way about all the people he killed in the Middle East and Northern Africa? No, he ain't feel that way about them when he was our president and doing that. So no, I don't believe him.
No, I believe that he can stop it for the Ukrainians and the Russians. How he stops it is not going to be great, because he may give Russia a whole bunch of stuff to kill the Ukrainians.
No, he just going to stop giving Ukraine money.
Yeah.
And hope that fizzles out and gives Russia an even playing field against them.
Yeah.
But the rest of NATO ain't going to let that happen. And then he's going to pull us from NATO, and that's going to start World War III. But that's neither here nor there.
We need to get this thing to burn down. It needs to burn to the ground, because where it's going, it's going to keep being in the same pattern, and there's not going to be any change. So in order for there to be change, chaos must ensue. And like how when there are forest fires, it burns everything down so everything new growth can happen. Mm-hmm. If everybody keeps trying to work within the system is horrible. It's not something that's like saying I'm a murderer, or somebody's a murderer and they love just killing people. And you say, well, we'll keep working with them, and maybe one day they'll just learn not to kill people. And say, but they're going to keep killing people, but we'll just only on Tuesday through Sunday they'll kill people. They take Mondays off. They still won't kill people. Like, working in the system is not going to change. What's going to change is the system needs to be completely obliterated. Because there's nothing within the system that is good. It all pushes towards making someone less and someone having more, or cheating, lying, or stealing from someone. So to be able to work in that system means you're working in the system of cheating, lying, and stealing from someone. So if that brings on this World War III, which one are we on? 3 or 4? 3. So be it. This thing needs to burn to the ground so something great can come out of it. And anytime when chaos ensues, or when a piece of coal is pressed to its depth, a diamond comes out. This needs to be pressed down. It needs to be dismantled. And then possibly a new change can happen. You can't have the same people running the old change.
That's the problem.
Yeah, but that's the problem. People are trying to work in the system with the same old people running change. And they're like, oh, when the old people and something to get out, the new people, it's the same system of this country that is based off of the same thing. So if we demolish the system, then there's no system there. We have to figure it all out to make a new one. But either way, it's Russia and Ukraine. I don't care either way. They don't care about people that look like me. And not say they only care about, it doesn't matter to me. Because if they disappear, not going to make my life different. I think
they should do something about all that white on white violence. That's all I know.
I know it's a lot of white on white crime.
It's bad. And
it's traumatizing.
I don't understand if that must be their culture.
Must be. It's their culture.
It has been from the beginning of time.
Yeah. Between their time. So yeah, otherwise, I just wanted to bring that up because I thought that was a really smart answer that Trump said. It was something that was politically meaningful to me, and I don't even follow politics. So yeah, but I really don't. Russia and Ukraine could eat penises all day if they wanted to. Talking about eating penises. Just
no,
not feet. Not
no.
What is this thing about men? I've heard this multiple
Oh
times.
yeah, you can discuss this by yourself because I don't know nothing about it. I haven't heard it anywhere. You're the only one who heard
I've
it.
heard it multiple times.
I don't know where you be at listening to this kind of mess.
Maybe my searches be bad, but men, sport it up. So I gotta say it.
Make me sick thinking about it. Oh, you got it.
Men ejaculating and then wanting to eat it out of a woman. You gotta pray right now. Oh, what is?
That's what happens when you're doing it for 2 hours. You run out of things to do. You're like, let's try something new.
No, you don't. I wish. I don't you do. Ugh. Yuck. But it's become shame needs to come back. People need to start watching porn because is warping your mind to be comfortable with things that you should not even have in your sphere of awareness. And if it's people who do those things, they should not be in the sphere of awareness of everyone else. They should know other people who do those things, and they do that and talk amongst that with those type of people. Because
maybe they were, and you fell into their little bubble.
No, it's like everything that's being put out. Sukiyana was in London talking about she went a cuckoo, scratched, and licking booties. If licking booties was never out there, people wouldn't be so pressed to push that out there as a thing. I think because so many people are talking about it, it's like, oh, well, it's not that bad. If you never knew about it, I doubt you would have tried it. And if you did try it, it would be just between you and your partner. It wouldn't be like, hey, you don't do that. And then people like, well, I can try it. Let's stop. Let's just start being true and honest to yourself. Don't let nobody peer pressure you, and stop watching things that put stuff in your view, and it changes your mindset or your education, or I don't know what it is. Or if it's something you do, let it just be something you do.
Don't share with
everybody else.
That's the problem. Everything's on the internet now. They share everything with everybody. So maybe this stuff has always been around.
Yeah, it probably has always been around.
But just now that the internet has become, the internet gets worse every time I'm on it.
Yes.
I got to be honest.
And you be on Twitter. And Twitter is porn, no central, and then murder, suicide, all kinds of stuff.
Some stuff I have to scroll past real quick because I'm afraid of how it's going to end. Nope. That might not end.
But this should not even be something that you could.
I don't like watching people die on a regular basis.
No, that's not. To watch people die is something that should traumatize you.
And the fact that we can be desensitized to it.
Yeah, nah.
Oh, I watched it on the screen, so it's like it didn't really happen. No, that was a real death.
That's real.
See, I can do that with movies. I can do that with movies and TV. That's not real. It's fake. I can watch it all day long and not want to kill somebody, not feel bad about any of the people that die. But when I'm on there and I like, oh no, especially like them accidental deaths. Like I seen a guy who was playing on a cliff trying to take a good selfie, and then he slipped off, and his friend just held the camera over the edge and watched him fall. No. I mean, not that he could have done anything, but don't show it to us.
Showing it, like, why is that the next thing that
and
you
then
do?
Even if you did, why did you post it? Why did you put that out there? Because I can get 1 million views.
And that's the other thing, this whole social media thing where people are just doing Carlee, whatever, Smolett, just Juicy Smolett, new sister, the lady who said she was kidnapped. It's all little baby.
Yeah, on the highway.
On the highway.
Did we find out what that was about?
Did you hear the press conference? Mm-mm. Oh my gosh, the press conference was.
I haven't been watching much this week. It's just been work and sleep.
No, the police did a press conference because she does not want to speak right now, and people, parents are like, let her be, whatever. But what they said is, this is news for you. They said The 911 call that she did. First of all, they tracked. They was able to see her on video that she took toilet paper from her job, some other items from her job. She ordered some Greek food and went to Target to get some Cheez-Its. And when she was driving, she said she saw a baby on the road walking. And the amount of the time that she said it was walking to where something, it was 600 yards, which is 6 football fields. How did the baby walk 6 football fields? And at the same time that she was able to track it on a highway. Babies don't walk that fast for her to be able to drive and not be on
highway babies be out.
Highway babies. Yeah.
You never seen them highway babies? Just be running down the highway. You gotta leave them alone. They know where they're going.
And then she said that she was kidnapped by a man with a bald spot in his head with orange hair and his girl. And they fed
Trump and Melania.
Allegedly.
And that's why they covering it up and making her look crazy, because it was him.
Allegedly. And that little baby was that weird son that she got. But no,
that boy is weird.
He's weird. He looked like she had old ovaries. I mean, old eggs. Over his sperm was old. Sometimes, they say you sleep with an old man, you get worms.
He just came out grown and shit. He probably older than them. He like 80 in his head.
Yeah.
He walk around like, I don't know.
I'm just so grumpy. I want to get a nap. But she said they took her in and they was feeding her Cheez-Its. Her Cheez-Its that she bought. They didn't.
Oh, you wouldn't get nothing if you ate by these Cheez-Its.
But get this. When they looked at her searches, she searched how to steal money from her the register without being caught. Amen. She researched the movie Taken. She researched how old do you have to be to get an Amber Alert. What else? She researched.
She just wanted some attention?
Yes, it was all for attention.
Well, she got it now.
And Juicy went to jail, I think.
Well, he was trying to get a check. They wouldn't give him a raise.
But that doesn't mean he still did something. It's not as if
I don't understand.
He got the money.
I don't understand how he thought that was going to get him a raise.
Yeah, that was just dumb. But he didn't get the money. It's not as if he did it to the whole world. He just didn't do it to the studio. She did this to the whole world as well. And then they said they saw her through, because there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah,
they saw her coming out the woods, and she was walking fine until she got a block or two from her house, and she started flailing her arms and acting erratic. People are doing so much for this internet clout, and I understand you can make money off of it to a certain extent.
These little boys are killing. Think about all these. Every drill rapper killing you hear about is for nothing more than clout. Ain't no money involved.
But at least these people on the internet, they get money because they get likes, and they're getting money off of it. And not even that, they're just getting likes. And like that episode of Black Mirror where the girl, it was determined upon where you get an apartment, where you can go a job, if you're going to hang out with certain people, depending on the likes that you have. And it's even true to this day, depending on I think they're looking at your social media for apartments, like housing, and some jobs are looking at it to see how popular or what, and that's so weird. So I think she's going to jail because people, the money that she stole from that's how you can choose. The police department spent money on the search for her, and her family, they had to GoFundMe. They have to give all their money back. That's like extortion and fraud. But why? Why would you do something like that, lady? What?
Attention.
The Island Boys. I'm an island boy. I'm an island boy.
Kissing each other last week.
And this is what they said when they were doing charity stuff. Nobody paid attention, so they decided to do that to get people's attention. And they're brothers, and they were French kissing each other. And like, we're not gay. I don't think that's called gay. I think that's called incest. Don't put that on the gay people. That's incest. They was kissing each other, and they said they were humping each other or something.
Nope.
I
seen one thing, and I'm like, oh no, we won't be. Yeah,
They say it's okay because we're brothers. No.
What the boy say?
Is that what your
internet,
uncle, the uncle aunt told you? That's what your uncle daddy told you. That's okay to do that. But people are just doing things because they want likes, they want attention, they want attention, and they don't care what they do to get it. So the lady Carlee Smolett, I don't know her last name. I just Carlee Smolett. I just gave it Juicy's last name. They related now. Lied. And the fact that Black women do not get any attention when they are lost or stolen or anything, and they gave her this much attention.
Because she said she was saving a baby too. It was her and the baby, and she didn't save.
And this other thing, it was no baby that was reported.
Of course not. They seen her car pulling over. Mm-hmm. Like I seen that part, and I'm like, well, where's the baby? Because this is before they knew
the baby was on stage rapping. No,
I thought he got canceled.
No, he back. He apologized to the gay people. Mm-hmm. The gays and the LGBTQPTS community. He apologized to them. All right, we're about to get out of here in a few. I want to talk about, Nessa, talk about that. They did a video about someone, if you're at a dinner and then there's a $4,500 bill, and how are you supposed to split that with people? And the people were arguing about it. And like, what would you do if you were at a meal? What do you do when you're at a meal with friends and people are like, let's split the bill?
See, $4,500 is a big difference. Like ridiculous. 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to care. But like,
$4,500?
$4,500, I'm definitely going to care.
I was say, how you live?
No, then
you
I'm
got
only
your
paying
pension?
Then I'm only paying for mine. I'm sorry. Me and my date, I got us.
But okay, I don't mind if, especially with family events and things like that. I have an aunt who used to do this. Like anytime you go out to eat with her, she's like, "Let me calculate." She's like, "That was $259, $742. Mine came up to $40.15." And she'd go $40, and she'll go 1, 2, 3, and 15 cents. And taxes and the tip, they say is this. I have a girl I knew who had an app on her phone where she was able to figure out the tax and the gratuity of what it was that she was.
That's tip. It's called Tip Calculator. Yeah, it's a bunch of them out there.
Estimate. Y'all know how to estimate?
People stupid.
So I don't mind doing that.
We already said.
Yeah, I don't mind doing that in some instances.
When
you're dealing with certain people, depending on the people. If I don't know you like that and you want to order a bunch of drinks, you want to order this, and I'm vegetarian, most of my stuff don't cost that much. I'm not footing out $100 when all my stuff came up to $30 and I'm still giving $50. I'll get $50. But I'm not putting up $100. But if I'm with friends that I know we get each other all the time, it ain't no big thing. And half the time, nobody's going to be ridiculous enough to get something that's worth $100 and people getting $20 and be like, hey, we're going to split it.
Yeah.
But they did that for clout online as well. It's just stop. I want to play this song for everybody. It is our new national anthem written by Jill Scott. I got to see how I'm going to play it really quickly. Let's listen. Well, how about... I want to let that close us out. We're going to talk about one more thing, and then we're going to put on our national anthem from Jill Scott. The last thing I wanted to talk about before that is that the DOD, I did not know this. I know they waste money on a lot of things, but they were in Congress, and a woman named Summerlee, I don't know where I got Summerhill, brought to the attention that the DOD spends $2.3 million on Alaskan crab legs and king crab legs every year. $2.1 million. I can understand that in a way because they have meetings and they're getting shrimp, they're getting stuff like that. You can account that for that. I don't understand how they should be spending that much money on that, but okay. But they're also spending $41.6 million on Viagra. Why are we paying for their Viagra? Why are we paying for the Department of Defense's Viagra?
We pay all their health care bills.
But Viagra?
That's health care.
That money could be spent on our roads, on our education. But Viagra, they're getting over on us. And they just lost $85 million on some part, on some, it was a plane or a jet or something that just disappeared. It was $85 million. They just be playing with money. I guess they just print up money however they want to print it. What do you have to say about that while I fix this
if
video?
You want to see something crazy? Look up Pentagon audits.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that.
They millions of dollars just wasted, lost, can't be accounted for. Nobody knows where it went.
They just be playing with us for our money, and we let them. All right, I'm going to put this on, and then we're going to close on out. This is our new national anthem. I keep forgetting how to do this. Okay, I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to share it to this. And then we're going to go listen to this new national anthem by Jill Scott. It encompasses the whole United States of America and what it is that we live through. Everybody lives through it. I hope you can hear it.
Oh, say, can you see by the blood in the streets that this place doesn't smile on you, colored child, whose blood built this land with sweat and their hands. But you'll die in this place, and your memory reigns. Oh, say, does this truth hold any weight? This is not the land of the free, but the home of the slave.
Something that I would say play ball. That's a national anthem. That's a truthful national anthem right there. She ain't saying nothing wrong, nothing incorrect.
I agree 100%, but in defense of Francis Scott Key, from his perspective, everything he said was true too. But I'm just from his perspective, yeah.
But
so I'm just saying,
the verse.
Yeah, y'all keep pretending like that third verse of the original national anthem don't exist, and y'all act like the man wrote a song. He didn't write a song; he wrote a poem. Because it's sung to a fucking British fucking song. It's not even original music. Like, fuck out of here. Copy and steal and everything. Everything with them is copy and paste.
Yeah, because they're patent people.
I'm done with this.
Well, he's done with this, and we're getting ready to say goodnight because we're a little bit over, and we appreciate everyone who tuned in. If you just tuned in, you can always rewatch, and people who haven't watched it live, can rewatch and watch the whole thing. We appreciate all the support. We'll see everybody next Friday. Oh, you doing back in? Came back to say goodbye to everybody.
All right. See y'all next week.
See you next week. See you next Friday. Have a great weekend. Have a great Friday. Have a great week. Enjoy yourself. Smile a little bit. Smile a lot. Laugh. All right. We out. Oh, no, we not.